because oftentimes abandonment is a generational curse.
Right.
When we find in our society that there's a mother or father that's abandoned a child, if we dig in that family's history, we'll find that he or she was also abandoned by their mother or father. Abandonment sometimes takes on the form of self-sabotage.
Yes.
So people, one physical act, and we're talking about the physical aspect of it.
Yolanda, can I just hold on for a second? We're just talking real to you right here because, we're not talking about something we don't know about.
That's right.
That we haven't been through.
That's right.
And so, as we're talking to you, I want you to go through and it's painful. I know. Mm-hmm. We both know. We've been through this.
Yes.
We've both suffered abandonment issues in different ways. I think we've covered the gamut probably between the both of us. Mm-hmm. But I want you to really, I know it hurts, but I want you to look inside yourself and see where you can pinpoint this place where you've experienced this physical abandonment and go back, into your family and into your past. And also, if this might be a little painful for you to deal with right at this point, get the book.
Yes.
Because the book, the Ishmael Syndrome, really, Yolanda, you do a phenomenal job of helping people to walk through this, through your own personal testimony and your own pain. I appreciate you sharing that because your transparency is going to heal so many people because these are things that we're not talking about. Mm-hmm. And I want you to go back and look in yourself and find, this issue or this one pinpointed spot where you can feel that you have suffered.
Right. Because until it's uprooted, you have to identify with whatever the pain is until you get to the root issue of whatever your pain of that feeling of abandonment. You can't walk in healing. You can't receive healing.
Because then you're talking about self-sabotage.
Yes.
And so I think that kind of leads what we were talking about before.
Right.
This leads into self-sabotage, which we've seen
over and over again.
Mm-hmm. So explain a little bit more about the self-sabotage
when we think about
issue.
Self-sabotage, we have to think about things like people who deliberately will just make poor choices. Everything from dropping out of high school to smoking your first joint or taking your first drink to your first sexual encounter to young people who run away from home. These are all acts of self-sabotage.
Because these things don't go into your purpose. Right. These things do not lead to your God-given destiny. Right. Our pastor was just talking about this past Sunday. These things do not go to lead to your purpose. So these things would be called self-sabotage.
That's exactly right.
Whenever you're making choices that don't lead to your God-given destiny and don't fulfill your peace, to get your peace of what God's put you here for.
Yes. And that's for that reason that Truth Puzzle is looking to examine physical abandonment, precursors, and psychological rejection. It's something about this physical act putting on an emotional attachment that almost a person wears it like a coat, if you will. And until they identify that there's something wrong, it's just like me having this vest on today. When I put my outfit on, when I put this outfit on today, if I didn't feel comfortable or confident, I would not have it on now. But there's some people who will wear clothing deliberately that they know to keep, if you will, to keep people at bay or to keep the attention off of them. Abandonment has that type of mystique as well. People who suffer with abandonment, generally you'll find that they kind of alienate themselves from other people. There's so many different symptoms, but one of the biggest ones are people who tend to be loners, who have this more depression of spirit. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, it's all the result of the physical aspect of being left alone. Abandonment literally means to completely and finally leave, physically or emotionally. Abandonment is a surrendering of one's responsibility to a child. It could be the mother or the father. It is a discontinuation of care, nurture, love, and or support. When we think about abandonment, if you think of abandonment in only one area as a physical aspect, you're missing it. It's the physical adds the emotional and then further a deepening of the spiritual forces of abandonment. So, Angela, as we continue to talk further in this conversation, I'm very hopeful and thankful to God that you and we get an opportunity to share with our listening audience our own experiences and how God delivered and healed us of our abandonment issues on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level. And it's because of that we have the Ishmael syndrome being shared with you today.
Yes, and go to truthpuzzle.com, and look at the information there. That will get you the great start to getting healed and getting whole, because that's really our whole purpose here.
Yes.
Is we want you to walk whole and fulfill your God-given destiny of what God has for you. We want you to have peace.
Absolutely.
Because the hardest thing that I seem to find about abandonment, Yolanda, is it's just like, you just don't understand how it can happen to you. Why did my father abandon me?
Yes.
Why didn't he love me enough? Or wasn't I good enough? Or what did I do? I mean, how could this happen?
Right.
How could this person do this to me? How could this hurt happen? It's just such an infliction of pain on your very soul, your very being.
That's exactly right.
It hurts so bad. And I have to say, like you were saying in the beginning, it's the worst thing to go through.
It is.
And it's just so rampant in our society. And we really want, our viewers and our listeners to be made whole, because we want this to stop.
Yes.
We want to stop the level of abandonment that's happening in our society and in individuals. It's got to stop, Yolanda.
Absolutely.
It's destroying our society.
Pain is very real. And we as, and meaning you and I and our listening audience and every person that we come in contact with, we have a moral responsibility to help folks uproot any sign, any layer of abandonment. And a lot of times when we reach a person, whether it be at the adult or the young adult age, they're at a place there now that they're experiencing what we call the spiritual abandonment.
Right.
Because they've already undergone the physical and started having these emotional, psychological effects. Now it's also attacking their spirit as an adult. So it's for that reason that the next piece that we will be discussing will be the psychological aspects of abandonment. Tune into us a little bit later. Don't forget to visit us at truthpuzzle.com.
And Yolanda, you can get the Truth Puzzle. You can get the Ishmael syndrome actually from Truth Puzzle it's on Audible.
Yes.
We have it. You can get it from our website at truthpuzzle.com. It is on Amazon.
So we have different formats. You can get it as a Kindle reader.
If you like to read,
available.
you can get it in a read form, audio form. Just get it.
Yes.
Get yourself whole. Get yourself well.
Yes.
And then you'll find out your purpose, your peace in helping us and helping others.
That's right. And we thank you. And we thank you for also, we ask that you consider partnering with us.
Absolutely.
We need your support. We need your help. To put it plain and simple, we are wanting to take Truth Puzzle to another level, which will provide homes, education, shelter, vocational training.
Yes.
We cannot do this without you.
No, we need
Each one of us connected together. It's our grace. It's our generosity that's going to take all of us to the next level. Not just me, not just Angela.
Right.
It's all of us. So Truth Puzzle invites you to be a part of this journey.
Yes.
Visit us at truthpuzzle.com and consider partnering with us today. Thank you.